Good evening, everyone. Today, me, Ronald, Sebastian, and Kenneth will present about business management MCP1. So today we are going to consult Aussie Airlines and providing some solutions to their problems. These are the table of contents. We'll be discussing the steps first, then moving on the people in charge, following by the timeline, location, types of costs, and potential problems. In the first recommendations, we could see that also airline staff have issues with their technical skills. There have been cases of staff misplacing baggage and pilots on dangerous altitudes. These issues could lead to customers being angry and spreading negative word of mouth, which could decrease sales. For the first steps, the company should research and develop a method that is the most optimal for the performance. They should hire a research and development team if they have not to create these methods. Moving on the second step, the company should train the workers. They could also provide guideline documents and also answer any questions that employees ask. Lastly, they should then implement the method into standardized procedure. Third, for the third step, this will take place during work hours after the training period. The company should measure the performance of the workers and compare with the standardized procedures in order to make sure if the employees are performing up to standards. Moreover, the fourth step is to take managerial action if the performance of the workers does not meet the standards required. This step is dependent on the success of the workers and is not a step that is always required to happen. For the people in charge, research and development will be in charge of finding a new method. They will be responsible for researching the best methods on carrying out tasks and will also be developing the standardized procedures. If OZ Airline lacks any departments, then employers shall be required to hire them. The human resource department will be in charge of training the workers in the standardized procedures. They'll also be in charge of dividing the tasks and roles between the workers while also creating an accessible guideline for workers to follow. Workers will be in charge of carrying out the tasks and following the standardized procedures. Lastly, managers are responsible for measuring the performance and providing corrective action if necessary. Timeline refers to how long the steps will take. In this case, step one will be hiring an employee to determine new salaries, which will take between a month to 3 months. Step two will be implementing new salaries and provide motivation through praise or encouragement, which will take approximately 7 days. Step three is the progress of improvement for the cooperation between managers and workers, which will take between 1 month to a year. Location will be held in the office or the workplace. There will be costs that will be present during these steps. One type of cost will be the hiring cost if the company has to hire any new employers. The second cost will be the cost of the research of the methods and also the cost of developing the standardized procedures. Lastly, the last cost will be the cost for training and the employees. Many potential problems may occur from recommendation one. One potential problem is that the methods and procedures created by the R&D team may be incorrect. This may potentially create further issues while also wasting a lot of resources. This is especially a problem as cost for research and development takes a long time to create, while also being very expensive to make. Another potential problem is that the workers might struggle with the standardized procedures, and our managers will be present to help them. They might not be able to follow these steps, causing OZ Airline to have a look for new workers, which will cost even more money. Next slide. Now moving on to recommendation two. Next slide. Another problem of Aussie Airlines is that managers and workers are not cooperating well. This has led to a negative work environment, causing the employees to not perform as efficiently as they can be. For the first step, Aussie Airlines should make sure that previous recommendation has been executed well. Meanwhile, at the same time, they could first hire an employer to determine new salaries for the workers in order to provide better rewards externally. For the second step, this is where the company should start implementing these new salaries.
Not only that, they should also provide other internal awards, such as praise and encouragement. They should also give bonuses to promotions to workers who exceed expectations. For the third step, cooperation or relationship of managers and workers should be tracked. They should also track the employees' performance, and if they perform well, Aussie Airlines should aim to maintain the improvements if the situation improves. The people in charge of creating the new salary would be the employers. Managers will be in charge of implementing the extra rewards for motivation, and workers are in charge for continuing to work as efficiently as they can be. For the timeline, the first step will take around a month to 3 months. Meanwhile, for the second step, it will take as long as a week, but it is advised to keep uh, doing this as long as possible to maintain success even until the future. And the third step, progressive improvement from cooperation between managers and workers, that will be that will take around a month to a year to track. For the location, it will take place in the office or the workplace. There are costs, however. The different types of costs would be higher salary for workers, and there will be hiring cost from hiring employers or even new workers. And as stated, there will be a hiring of an employer if needed. This is where another cost for the salary of the employer will come into place. Now moving on to potential problems. There are potential problems that could occur. The first problem is that due to better cooperation between managers and workers, there will be bias. Bias will form due to possible friendships being made between managers and workers. Although this sounds good on paper, bias can lead to certain workers getting compensation that they did not earn. This causes other workers to feel inequality, causing arguments in the workplace, which will lead back to a negative work environment. The second problem depends on the sales of the company. If sales are low, then the company may lack resources such as capital to be able to hire and provide new salaries. Lastly, there is a chance that the step taken may not work at all. These are the references used. Thank you for listening to this presentation.